And welcome back. It's the raw and real Rush Limbaugh. Behind the golden EIB microphone. Great to have you here, folks. Another exciting excursion into broadcast excellence. The telephone number is 800-282-2882. The email address, lrushbo@eibnet.com. Mike, grab audio soundbite number 3. This is Saturday. The White House YouTube channel, President Obama and the Saturday address. Now, this is the old Saturday radio address that now goes out on YouTube. And in this address, Obama accuses Republicans of gumming up the works on Obamacare. Never mind that it is Obama blocking implementation of this plan more than anybody else. I mean, can we agree on that? It's the regime that is blocking implementation. It's the regime granting waivers. It's the regime that is delaying all the mandates. And yet, and this is right here, this is Limbaugh theorem. This is Obama not governing. He's not the president. He's on vacation. He's campaigning. He's hoping that the country gets fixed. He's working very hard. He wants everybody to have cheap, affordable health care. And the Republicans, damn it, the Republicans, they just don't want you to have health care. The Republicans don't want you to have anything. They don't want you to be happy. They don't want you to have anything to be able to buy anything. They don't want you to have health care. They just be happy if you just die. And here's how it works.
There's also a group of Republicans in Congress working hard to confuse people and making empty promises that they'll either shut down the health care law or, if they don't get their way, they'll shut down the government. Think about that. They're actually having a debate between hurting Americans who will no longer be denied affordable health care just because they've been sick and harming the economy and millions of Americans in the process. A lot of Republicans seem to believe that if they can gum up the works and make this law fail, they'll somehow be sticking it to me. But they just be sticking it to you. Some even say that if you call their office with questions about the law, they'll refuse to help. Call me old-fashioned, but that's lousy constituent service, and it's not what you deserve.
See, the Republicans who can't do anything. The Republicans do not have the power to do anything. I'm going to get back to this. I want to share with you something that I said in this You Can't Know Anything About It event Saturday. Here's Obama. He's ripping into the Republicans as per usual, and he's blaming them for all that's going wrong and blaming them for wanting to make things even worse when he's the architect of all of it. You know, I come in for my own share of blame. The media, Obama, and so forth. And within the last couple of weeks, there have been these breathless stories about how I'm finished. It's just a matter of time. Of course, there's nothing to the stories, and they've been written for 25 years. But one of them, I forget where it ran, but the writer of the story actually said, look, Obama's just winning everything and Limbaugh's losing. He's finished. Now look at that juxtaposition. Obama is winning everything. Limbaugh's losing. He's finished. Now what am I? I'm a guy on the radio. He is a politician. But beside that, what are the differences? And why am I being lumped into that group? I'm not campaigning for votes. I'm not in the same business as Obama, and yet they pit Obama against me in order to proclaim that I'm losing. Okay, what can Obama do that I can't? I cannot give you 99 weeks of unemployment. I cannot give you a cell phone. I cannot give you or make you think I'm going to give you health care. I cannot give you food stamps. I can't buy you. I cannot purchase your support. I cannot give away anything that would lock you into supporting me. Barack Obama can and does give away whatever he has to in order to have supporters. He has to give away citizenship. He has to give away phones. He has to give away food stamps, welfare, health care. He is perceived to be giving everybody whatever they want. But the comparison is even more stark. Do you know how my success is judged? When you boil it all down, folks, Obama could not compete in my league. My success at the root level is based on how many people spend money who listen to me, not how much I'm giving away. Do you think Obama could succeed? Do you think Barack Obama could triumph if, in his job, he had to convince people to spend money, to part with money, to take care of themselves? Be an abject failure. Obama and the Democrats survive by giving everybody what they want, or at least the perception is that the Democrats and Obama have compassion and that they will take care of you. I can't give anybody anything. And yet I'm deemed to be losing to Obama. I can't even compete with what he can do. Now, you give me $3 trillion a year, and I could beat him. You give me $3 trillion to give away, to spend however I wanted to spend to make myself popular. Then we might be talking comparison. But not only do I not have $3 trillion, I don't have $1 to give away. And when I do give little items and prizes away, guess what? I buy it with my money. And by the same token, my success, ultimate success, the business aspects of this program, we attract the largest audience possible. We hold that audience as long as possible. And then, as you've heard me say countless times, we charge confiscatory advertising rates. How do we do that? You patronizing the sponsors. So not only can I not give anything away, I'm judged by how many people I end up persuading, convincing to patronize. It's a whole different Obama couldn't compete doing what I do. But I could do what he does. You just give me $3 trillion to give away, and I could own this country. And you give me a media that treated me like God, and I could wipe the floor with any Democrat. But I don't have any of that, and neither do you, and neither does any Republican. So here's Obama, back to this health care, but here's Obama. He's out there. He's the sole architect. He and his party are the sole architects of Obamacare. He and his party are the sole destroyers of the American health care system. He and his party are the ones who have devised a system that has literally wrested control of 1/6 of the U.S. economy under their control at government. They have shrunken the U.S. private sector by 1/6. They have commandeered the healthcare system. They alone now will determine who gets coverage, who gets insurance. They alone will determine how much it costs. They alone will determine who pays what. They alone will determine who qualifies and who doesn't. They alone determine when or when it isn't implemented. The Republican Party has nothing to say about this. The Republican Party cannot stop anything, and they can't propose and make anything happen. They do not have the votes. They do not have the support. The Republican Party can't gum up the works. God bless them if they would try. But they're not gumming up the works. They can't. And this current Republican Party doesn't even want to. This current Republican Party wants to get in on the amnesty gig. This party wants to get in on whatever the Democrats, the various demographics, gay marriage, gay rights. The Republican Party wants to be seen as the same as the Democrats on that. Now, there is a movement among 4 or 5 Republicans, and this is what Obama's talking about, to defund Obamacare. And there has been talk about a government shutdown if they don't come to an agreement on it. And Obama is casting this as something that will deny people this and deny them that and gum up the works and so forth. The works are already gummed up. What the Republican, what these 5 or 6, whatever number they are, these 5 or 6 Republicans are bravely trying and not giving up. They're fighting to the last breath to save the American healthcare system. It's a valiant effort a few of them are making. They couldn't gum it up if they wanted to. It is Obama and the Democrats who've made a mess of it. It's Obama and the Democrats who have forever changed the relationship of citizen to state. It is Obama and the Democrats have turned the American people, particularly when it comes to health care, into servants of government. It is a pure, unadulterated, undiluted outrage. 5 or 6, and it may be more, Republicans are doing whatever they can to save the American healthcare system and keep it rooted in the private sector, where people actually are experts and understand how it all works. Heritage Foundation, their Morning Bell blog, there are 2 myths about defunding Obamacare. And they ask here, is it even possible to defund it? And does advocating this mean that you want to shut down the government? Well, myth number 1, Congress can't defund Obamacare. Yes, it can. Congress defunds mandatory spending on appropriations bills every year. In fact, Congress has even defunded part of Obamacare already. Billions of dollars in mandatory spending for the co-op program. Myth number 2, Obamacare opponents are trying to shut down the government. That's not true either. Chris Jacobs, a health expert at Heritage, says conservatives want to keep the federal government open. They just want to shut down Obamacare. Funding the federal government, with the exception of Obamacare, would force the president and his supporters to explain why they would shut down the government to fund an unfair, unaffordable, and highly unpopular law. Because the fact of the matter is, the vast majority of American people oppose this plan. They don't want Obamacare. So if Obamacare is defunded, why would Obama shut down the government? The Republicans cannot shut down the government. And look, I know this is a loser anyway, but this whole notion of shutting down the government is said to be death for the Republicans, and they hearken back to 1995. It was not death for the Republicans back then, except in the media. In the real world, shutting down the government did not harm the Republicans at the ballot box. They won 2 seats in the Senate. In the election after the 1995 shutdown, they won 2 seats in the Senate. They ended up losing, I think, 7 or 8 House seats, but they set the stage for welfare reform and other policy improvements that came in the Clinton second term. So it would be Obama and the Democrats shutting down the government. The point is, it could still happen. And Obama, right out of the Limbaugh theorem, is now trying to portray these powerless Republicans. Just the analogy of I'm powerless. I can't compete with Obama. I don't have $3 trillion to give away. I don't have a media portraying me as God every day. I don't have an army of media people and PR people telling everybody how wonderful I am. In fact, I've just got just the opposite. I've got an army of media people who for 25 years have been trying to destroy me. And yet they claim in the media that I'm in the same game as Obama and I'm losing. Well, you give me what he's got. You give me $3 trillion. Split it up. Give me $1.5 trillion. He can spend $1.5 trillion. Give me the same kind of supportive media he's got, and let's see who would actually win. He's the architect of this debacle. He is the architect of a policy that over 60% of the American people don't want. The Republican Party, I still maintain, has got a golden opportunity here to make a solid connection with a majority of the American people that don't want this. But everybody's frightened of the media and the alignment the media has with Obama and the destruction that they think would be forthcoming if they were to follow through on this. And that's why there's only 5 or 6 Republicans, brave souls they are. And, by the way, they're new. They're not yet fully entrenched into the D.C. establishment. Let's take a break. We'll come back and get back to your phone calls right after this. Don't go away.